It's Friday morning again. How quickly the week goes by. This is Caron B. Davis from Caron B. Realty International, and today we're going to be speaking about when is the best time to put your home on the market. We often get that question as a professional out there when we speak to new clients we're working with, and I thought it would be an interesting topic to talk about today, especially since we're dealing with other factors like the COVID. But before we go there, something inspirational, and I thought I'd bring up the subject of vision boards. It's have you heard the saying, yeah, a picture is worth 1,000 words? And you know, our company I'd say about 4 years ago started doing vision boards on an annual basis. And it's really a fun event we did. And it's sort of a great tool to keep track of your goals and dreams that you want, you know, certainly during uncertain times like these days. And I believe it keeps you stronger to go towards where you want to go with all the interferences and, you know, uncertainty. Let me give you an example of a vision board just to show you one that one of our agents did for herself, and she's given me permission to share that today. I'll just pop it on the screen. Okay, so here's an example of a vision board. You know, and basically, you know, you figure out what your goals are for the year or your dreams, and then you put pictures that inspire you, and also maybe some words that really express your emotions and your feelings. And this can be on a board, it could be in a book, but something that you look at on a daily basis, and even before you go to bed of a night, where you know you can really feed that subconscious what you want. And there's scientific proof, you know, if you do this before you go to sleep every night, it will really help with the day, on where you want to go with the day, and it gives you that big why you're doing certain activities all the time. But I wanted to share that. But if you wanted more about it, I certainly can share a link from Jack Canfield. He has a wonderful YouTube video on vision boards, 6 steps to creating. So just pop me a text, a phone call, or even just on Facebook a message, and I'll send that link to you. Anyway, getting to today's topic, let me just put this off. Getting today's topic on, you know, when is the best time to put your home on the market? One of the things, of course, is seasons, and you know, we don't have that many seasons in Hawaii, of course, but we of course have the seasons of, you know, when is that, you know, maybe the more moderate weather. So seasonality has a lot to do with it. You know, basically around you know, April, people are getting maybe their tax refunds in June. They're starting to plan the new year, where they want to be, where their children are going to new schools. You know, selling in the hotter months in Hawaii around, you know, I believe September, October, sometimes make sure you have air conditioning, because people want to feel comfortable when they walk into that house, of course. There's also the fall before, you know, buying in the fall before people go back to school. Well, in Hawaii, it's August, of course, but buying in the hottest time, and also getting into that home before their children start the school year. And again, it's making that home comfortable, and the sense of urgency would possibly make a home sell faster. The other factor with homes coming onto the market is if it's a buyer's market, maybe the home has to be on the market a little longer because of the higher inventory. Probably you might be looking for an adjustment in price. If it's a seller's market, for instance, and there's no inventory, that's a great time to come on the market, because people generally will pay a little more. And of course, what we have going on right now is, you know, the local and the national economy. And with COVID, you know, if the economy is doing well, it's a good time to sell. People transferring there, you know, for work, people wanting to trade up. If the economy is doing poorly, you won't get as much money for your home, of course. Now, this, you know, today's economic climate is unlike the last. It was not fueled by the foreclosure crisis and downturn in housing market. And so even as stock for prices, home prices aren't following. We've got to remember that supply of home is really a problem for people buying right now, and it's keeping it to be a bit of a seller's market. Now, that's a very general statement, because when we look at the luxury market, unless our homes are ready to move in home, those homes are suffering in price right now because of the added expense of people having to take the time to remodel and possibly get construction financing. Mortgage rates, of course, are another things to consider whether to come on the market now. Right now, rates for a non-jumbo mortgage is under 3%, and for the larger mortgages for luxury homes, you're looking at about 3.3%. Excellent interest rates, great time for people to get into a home that they want to spend, you know, the next 7+ years in. Tax incentives, maybe people want a better tax incentive. That's another thing to consider. Your home's design and style is also something that should be considered when you're putting your home on the market. Now, I'm going to go back to sharing a screen and show you 2 luxury homes that were on the market and both sold. And one just actually went into escrow last week. Let me just pop this screen on for you. Go back. Hi, Geraldine. I'm just on my weekly Facebook call for 10 minutes. Yeah. Just
Were you
I'm talking to everybody on Facebook. So
nice.
just to let you know, I'm live. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this home that just went pending in escrow this week, actually. Now, here we go. Was it a good time for this seller to sell? It actually came on the market April 17th during, you know, the middle of the COVID situation. And yes, for this luxury home, it was listed at 4.65 million. And, you know, this is an exact example of the homes in the luxury market that are very sellable during COVID. It's a lifestyle home. You know, it has a view, it has a lot of indoor, outdoor living spaces, it has a lower level entertainment area. You can walk to surf spots, shopping, dining. It has that modern touch that everybody's looking at. So again, that was on the market for around 60 days and just went into escrow this week. And truly a representative of the luxury homes that will sell in these times that we're dealing with right now. Another property I wanted to mention on when is the best time to put unique properties on the market. And this property that we sold earlier on in the year, actually, this was a very unique property. The upgrades were like a museum. It was absolutely stunning. You just don't get a remodel like this particular condo at a luxurious building down on the Gold Coast called Coral Strand. And you know, we knew it would take a while. The pricing was relative to what was going on. And within 6 months, we did get this sold. But again, we had to find the right buyer and take the time. So when is, you know, I believe the best time to come on the market is when you seriously want to sell. If you seriously want to sell and you work with a very knowledgeable realtor, they will be able to position the property with the correct pricing, the correct staging, the networking that goes into selling luxury homes. Like if I look at this property that we sold, yes, we did the brochures, we did all the internet marketing, but what really mattered was I was out there every day networking with other agents in our community. And she happened to mention a client that was coming from California in 6 months before COVID. And we, of course, continued to market, but we were waiting for that one buyer that we felt was perfect for this property. And yes, they bought the property and they couldn't be happier. So again, knowledge is powerful. Working with a very knowledgeable broker, have a very serious be very serious about whether now's the right time to sell your property. If it's unique, you might be looking up to 6 months to a year. If it's a property that's a little more simpler, you could sell within 2 to 4 weeks. Lots of different things to look at on that, but personal readiness, emotional preparedness to let your home go, and then a price where I always say price aggressively, but not stupidly. We always want to get the most money for our seller, but there are boundaries we have to stay within. Anyway, I hope this is helpful, some insight of if you're sitting there today going, God, you know, I want to sell that investment property. I want to maybe move, or I want to sell this property and get into another property. Make sure you're working with somebody knowledgeable. Anyway, we're going to go on to our photos for today from Marianne. She was kind enough to get us more photos, and let me share these with you. So today we started with a vision board theme, and what she did for me, she put these photos together to say, you know, here's an example of a vision wealth. So here's a beautiful luxury condo down in Kaka'ako. You may want to have a luxury condo on your vision board. This would be an example. The second one she did is community. Family and community, ambassador of Aloha. This is from the Aloha Festival. You may want to think of community involvement, so you get a picture like this. The other item that I'm sure everyone is thinking is love and romance. You know, to have a great relationship, it all starts with a wonderful relationship at home that you can start the day and just feel really positive, and love will cure everything, as they say. And then, of course, health and wellness. Without health and wellness, really, you can't achieve anything. And this is another great vision. Lots of water people out here in Hawaii that you could put on a vision board for yourself. And then at the end, Marianne puts a butterfly here. And butterflies represent endurance, change, hope, and life, among other things. And I just wanted to thank you for joining us today, and hopefully there's some good inspiration and tips about the real estate market, and look forward to speaking to you next week. Thank you.
Good morning. It's still morning, right?